Hello students, today we are going to see mode in continuous series. Formula for mode in continuous series is Z is equals to L1 plus F1 minus F0 divided by twice of F1 minus F0 minus F2 multiplied by I, where the values are Z, which means is mode, L1, that is the lower limit of the modal class interval, F1, that is the most important frequency part of the question. F1 is the frequency of the modal class interval with the highest frequency. F0 is the pre-modal class interval of the frequency. F2, that is the post-modal class interval of the frequency. I is the difference between the class interval or the size of the modal class interval. So we are having a question over here. Question is, find mode from the following data. Class interval we are having 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, and the frequencies are 6, 12, 18, 15, 9, and 2. These are the respective frequencies over here. So we have to draw a table based on this question with class intervals and frequencies. Class interval we are having 10 to 20 onwards till 60 to 70. Frequencies we are having 6, 12, 18, and so on. So I have put the respective frequency over here. What we have to do, we have to first find out that the frequency with the highest value. So here it easily seems that 18 is the highest value, or 18 is the highest frequency of the class interval 30 to 40. Of the class interval corresponding to it is 30 to 40, so we are having 18 as f1. F1 will be F18 with the highest frequency. Frequency preceding to this model class interval, that is 12, will be F0. Frequency with post value of the class interval, that is will be the F2. It means 15 will be F2. The respective class interval will be effective from the frequency which is having the highest value, that is L1, and L2 comes to 30 and 40. L1 and L2, which shows the difference in the class interval. We are having the formula. I am just copying it out from the formula section and applying the values to the yes. This is the formula. So we are having L1 over here. L1 we are having 30. So we will put 30 over here in the next step. We are having F1, that is the frequency with the highest value, that is 18. Frequency with the highest value, that is 18, will be the F1. F0 is the preceding frequency, that is 12. Again, the F1, it will be 2 multiplied by F1, that is 18, minus F0, F0 that is 12, minus F2, that is we are having 15 over here. 15 is the next class interval value frequency over here. I is the difference between the class interval, that is 30 to 40. We are having 10 as a difference between the class interval. Is equals to, we have to apply Bottomless rule, mathematics Bottomless rule over here. We are having 18 minus 12, that it will be 6. Then 18 into 2, that is 36. And minus 12 and minus 15, that will be minus 27 into 10. Again 30 plus 6 divided by 36 minus 27, that will be 9. 6 divided by 9 into 10, it will be 30 plus 60 divided by 9, or we may say that 30 plus 60 divided by 9 is equals to, we can use calculator for this value, it will be 6.67. So Z is equals to 36.67 as an answer. This will be the answer. We are again having one more question based on the same formula with the same topic, and the question is calculate mode from the following data. Class interval we are having 100 to 120, 120 to 140, 140 to 160, 160 to 180, 200 to 220, 220 to 240, 240 is the last one. Here we are having one little change in the class interval, that is 100 to 180 to 200 and 200 to 240. If keeping in view that the class interval having the same gap, that is 20, that's why I have given distance. Now the question frequency we are having respective frequencies on this. What we have to do? We have to solve, and for the same we have to take these values, and these values will be representing. Here we have to check frequency with highest value, that is 25. 25 will be our f1. Preceding value, that will be f0. Post value, that will be f2. Value corresponding to f1, that is class interval corresponding to f1, will be the lower class interval and upper class interval, L1 and L2. This will be we are having. Now we have to apply the formula. We are having all the values over here, f1, f0, f2 and L1 and L2. Now we will apply the formula. For the same, I am taking the help of previous formula and calculations. Just keeps on editing in these figures. Formula is Z is equals to L1 plus F1 minus F0 upon twice of F1 minus F0 minus F2 multiplied by the gap in the class interval, that is I. So we will apply L1 over here. L1 is 160 in the class interval. We are having 160. So applying 160 to this value, and F1 we are having 25 minus F0, that is 17. Now replacing here F1 with 25, yeah, that means 2 into 25, and F0, that is 17, and F2, that is 19, multiply by 10. What it will be? It will be 160 plus 25 minus 17, it will be 8. It will be 8 upon 50 minus 17 minus 20, 17 minus 19 minus 7 minus 19, it will be 36 into class interval. What we are having, the difference between the class interval, we are having 160 to 180 as the class interval. We are having 20 as a gap between the class interval, that is L2 minus L1, that will be 120 minus 160 equals to 20. So the class interval group has been changed over here. So I am keeping in mind and keeping the value change with 20. 160 plus 8 into 20, that will be 160 divided by 14, or we may say that 160 plus 160 divided by 14, it will be 11.428. So the answer will be, or we may say that Z is equals to 171.428 as an answer. 160 plus 11.428, that will be 171.428. Thank you, friends. This is the last question we have concluded just now. Thank you very much.